What's going down, y'all? Your homie Jay Green back right now with my thoughts and feelings on the last 2 episodes of Alien Earth. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're looking at episodes 5 and 6. Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this. The show continues to get better and better. I'm loving everything that they're doing. I'm still super excited to see where they finna go, right? I know some of y'all out there probably do your deep dives and your research and your explainer videos and things like that. I don't really do that. I just like to watch everything unfold, take it as it comes. But if you out there tell me something that I didn't know, something you'd have to read between the lines to understand, I'm very thankful for that because it just opens my eyes to a little bit more to these episodes than I was already understanding in the first place. That being said, I hella enjoyed episode 5. Why? Because when I was watching the first episode, right, and we're kind of meeting the crew of that Yutani ship, and then all of a sudden when we cut back to him, you see Morrow locking old girl out, the aliens are loose. I'm like, yo, what the F just happened? And I've been wondering what happened. Why would he lock his crew out? How was there that divide, right? And episode 5 obviously showcases how all that went down in a really cool flashback. Okay, I'm gonna mention something else about that episode in a second. So that whole flashback, hella dope, hella fly. I enjoyed watching Morrow kind of play the detective, if you will, and uncover all those different things, right? Now, cut to episode 6. Episode 6, we're kind of catching up once again with the Neverland Research Facility, right? And the kids at the Neverland Research Facility. We see Nibs basically kind of getting her brain wiped, you know what I'm saying? A little Men in Black memory wipe situation. And Wendy finds out about it. She's gonna feel a type of way. Nibs is realizing, well, I don't have these memories. That's gonna be an interesting dynamic to see how that plays out because it seems kind of like Wendy's on board with everything that's jumping off, even though she's unaware of everything that's jumping off. Like I said in my last review, it's chess, not checkers. In episode 6, we see Wendy's brother still super concerned, as he should be, and he's asking one of the doctors / engineers who refused to wipe Nibs' memory, yo, is my sister safe here? Should I really be worried? And obviously, that doctor knows that he's being watched, so covertly, he's like, yeah. Get out. Not now, but like, right now. Get out! Now, if you haven't seen the episode, I'm not going to tell you what befalls this dude, but just understand that this guy gets himself into some trouble. At the same time, there's mayhem brewing and ensuing at the research facility. Cavalier is meeting up with the Yutani Corporation and a bunch of lawyers trying to figure out this whole spaceship situation. And that's a pretty nice little scene back and forth between him and this Weyland-Yutani chick, who was actually looking kind of fire with those red smoke eyes. I ain't gonna front. I'd put in a job application. As I said before, I'm definitely feeling where the show is going. I'm very excited to see how it's going to play out. Episode 5, I thought was probably the better of the 2 episodes, right? However, both episodes pissed me off. And the reason why is because while I think everything is great, the problem that I have is up to these 2 episodes, I feel like the writing has been spot on. I feel like there's rhyme and reason for just about everything that's jumping off. However, in episode 5, when they're on the ship, hell of the crew members are making illogical decisions, things that wouldn't make sense to an established space crew, people that have been around strange new worlds and new civilizations to be able to find these specimens. The choices that they're making don't make any sense whatsoever. It's as if they're choosing to make these choices because the script needs them to. Case in point, as Morrow's figuring out why the ship is in trouble in the first place, and he sees that someone's been bought out, paid off to do this ish, right? When the aliens get loose and they suction cup themselves to the captain and some other dude, the medical team, without understanding what the potential threat of these alien creatures are, cut the tail off, and that acid bleeds right through the captain's throat. So he's down for the count. Now, not too big of a deal. That sucks for him, yes, but the second in command is up. However, the second in command is making some poor decisions. She's hooking up with one of the crew members. Now, I know William Riker from Star Trek Next Generation would never do such a thing. At least not allowing it to cloud his judgment. I know that much. Then when homegirl that is second in command takes command, she's making highly emotional decisions because she lost her boyfriend, she's losing some other friends, and she's just walking around kind of crying, doesn't really know what to do, pouring out all that dust for her dead homies. Like, I get it, you're emotional, but there's still a task at hand. You signed up for this specific mission. And if I've learned anything from Christopher Nolan's Interstellar and Anne Hathaway's character, Love and space don't mix. Now in episode 5, my issues with this episode, again, is the decisions and choices that people are making. The issues that I have, I might have to break into a bit of spoilers for y'all. So, spoilers are coming. You've been warned. When the doctor/engineer gets fired for refusing to do the memory wipe on Nibs, he's then coaxed to go into the laboratory area where they're keeping some of these alien specimens. He sees one of the android synth dudes down and out. He goes in there, but again, he doesn't know what these creatures are, how they work, what they're capable of, or anything like that. And he just opens these doors like it's all good. Like, come on, dude. You're a doctor. You're an engineer. What in the F are you doing? He makes the same silly-ass decisions and choices that the doctors made on the ship from episode 5, in which they have this dude's chest cavity open, and he got these little alien microorganisms floating around on his lungs and heart and all that, whatever, right? They're not masked up, hoodied up, or nothing like that. They about to do this operation. Again, you have no idea what these creatures are capable of, what their defense mechanisms are. If you cut them, you already know that they bleed acid on the ship. So why are these doctors making these choices to be unprotected? This dude right here is an educated enough individual to know that he should probably be a bit more wary about just opening doors and leaving them open. Like, come on, man. You've heard the rumors, what these aliens are capable of. This makes no sense. Now, for me, while those things were annoying, I get that it's a show. You kind of got to move the plot along. I'm going to give them a slight bit of a pass. Not a complete pass, because again, stupid choices from people that are supposed to be highly intelligent. But I'm going to give them a pass enough because I was still highly engaged, very entertained, and still a bit on the edge of my seat as to what's going to happen to which characters. I will say that one thing that I don't understand why, and maybe you can tell me, is why is Kirsch not saying anything to Cavalier about what he's watching on the security cameras? I've heard some people say that maybe he's doing his own type of experiment. I'm not really following all that, so fill me in. I'm not the brightest bulb in the shed. All that being said, still think this show is great. Can't wait to see what comes up next week. Catch up with your homie, and I'm gonna give you all my review on that episode. Jay Green, I'm out.